Hello friends, welcome to oetwings. Today we will discuss about the OET letter writing criteria with simple explanation. Basically there are 5 criteria in OET letter writing and they are: word count is the first criteria in OET letter writing. We all know that we have to write 180 words in OET letter writing. It can be 170 words to 200 words. If you write less than 170 words, it means you have missed some of the information which is really important in the letter. And if you write more than 200 words, that means you have added so many unwanted or not required information into the letter. So it is always best to keep your letter writing words between 170 to 200 words. The second criteria is use of appropriate vocabulary. So what is called vocabulary? So vocabulary is a group of words that known to a group of people. It's an example. So I could say in OET exam we are all the medical professionals. We know some of the vocabularies which is used only in medical profession, like the medical jargons or medical terms. So when you write an OET letter, you have to understand whom you are writing to, and according to that you have to use the medical terms and jargons. You can use commonly used medical terms but not all the time, because everyone who is reading the OET letter is not known to all the vocabulary which we use in our medical profession. For example, you are writing a letter to the family member of a patient, and if you use the medical terms that they are not aware of, could communicate delay in in transfer of the case or delay in understanding the case. So it is always best to understand what vocabulary and when it has to be used. Understanding the situation is the third criteria in OET letter writing. So what is understanding a situation? So here you have to ask two questions to yourself when you read the question: to whom you are writing this letter, and why you are writing this letter. That means maybe the requirements. So these two questions if you can answer clearly, that means you know the situation. So here, whom you are writing, so if you are writing to a community health nurse and you know what is this patient is going through and what the requirement, then it is very easy and you know the situation. So understanding the situation is the third criteria, and there actually I said two questions: to whom you are writing and why you are writing. So when you know the patient, or when you know the question they are asked in the OET letter, then it is simple, you know the situation. The fourth criteria is to provide right information. So what is right information? It is when you know what to write and what not to write in the letter. When you read the question paper, you can see many information that are not required, and when you are about to write the letter you have to select only some of the information, and then you know what to remove and what to select from the question paper. That means you already got what's the right information to be transferred from the question to the letter. For example, if you are writing a letter to the physiotherapist and you are adding information from the question sheet, and you are adding this patient requires wound dressing twice a week, which is not the job of a physiotherapist. So you are not adding the right information. It's a simple example to understand. I know nobody is going to write for a physiotherapist that you have to do the wound dressing for a patient. So it's just a simple example to understand. So making sure you are writing the right information in the letter, and this will be according to the situation or the condition of the patient, and clearly depends on whom you are writing to. If you're writing to a physiotherapist, if you're writing to a GP, if you're transferring the care, if you are writing to a home care nurse or home care situation, or for a home visit, so it will all depends on whom you are writing, and you have to select the right information according to the situation. The fifth criteria is overall ability to communicate effectively in English language. So we all know that this is a language examination, and in this exam they will check how you communicate. So grammar, simple and complex sentences, uh, words, what the word you are choosing, and maybe for some people they tend to write the same words from the question to the answer, so they will trans as it is, maybe some sentences and maybe some words, but we have to actually use synonyms, and if you can't make one, or not making, if you can't find one yourself, use it. There is nothing wrong with using the same, but it is always best to portray yourself that you know something better, or you know something different from that word. And use of grammar, so always make sure you use the punctuations, you use the articles, and using the simple and complex sentences. Don't cook complex sentences to make sure you are writing some complex sentences. No, that's the wrong way. Use simple as well as complex sentences according to the situation. Only write the complex sentences if you are really happy to write it. Don't cook something, to show that you know complex sentences. No, that's not the real way. So you can write simple way. If you write simple way, you can score much more. So it is not like you have to write only complex, the Shakespeare's language. No, it is not. So grammar, use of words, synonyms, complex and simple sentences, they all comes under how you communicate effectively. So, and make understand, you are writing the letter, you are not in front of the person to explain. So what you write, that only they know. So when you write it clearly. All right, so these are the five criterias in OET letter writing. I think this explanation will help you when you write the OET letter, and if you think so, uh, like and share with your friends, and I will come back with more OET letter videos, and I will explain you more whenever I get the time. So hope you understand this session, and have a good day. Thank you.